They would love to see a guy like Sleepy Joe Biden, who has no clue what the hell he's doing. They'd say to Sleepy Joe, "Sir, just sign right there." "Oh, okay. I'll sign." We've been losing hundreds of billions of dollars a year to China. It has to stop, and they understand that. But we can erase the calamities of the Biden years. All it takes is a House, a Senate, and a president who will put America first. One of the greatest travesties of all is to see a person in the White House who, even after years of political experience, has absolutely no clue how to be the President of the United States. And I hope he has recovered, because, as you know, he fell off his bicycle today. No, I'm serious. I hope he's okay. Fell off a bicycle. I make this pledge to you today: I will never, ever ride a bicycle.
And I find myself embarrassed. So much for the shining city on the hill.
He needs some milk.
I think he understands. I think the people around him understand. What presidents say matter.
True international effort to pressure.
What presidents say matter. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. Our children are listening. The world is listening.
Real quick,
Our children are listening. The world is listening. It matters what they say.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
Seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy. The guys who are the kleptocracies. But these are bad guys.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
What presidents say matter.
Tell you what, I don't know where, as they say in Southern, don't know where you all been. Hot damn, boy.
What? Now,
Rita, he sounded more like Foghorn Leghorn from Looney Tunes. Remember him?
But remember, he's reading everything. Big letters off a teleprompter. He doesn't know what he's saying. He didn't write it. He didn't edit it. He rehearses it. So he can recite Joe Biden, not in a clear manner, but he can recite, but he doesn't know what he's saying.
I mean, this is insane. I don't think Joe Biden knows what he's really saying in these speeches. Somebody else wrote it. He's handed the script on a teleprompter. He squints. He screams at the teleprompter when he makes his speeches. But I really don't think that Joe Biden is cognizant of what he's saying and the impact of it.
We're doing it for the first time now in the 21st century, going into the 20th, from the 20th century going into the second quarter of the 21st century. That we'd say 12 years is enough? I think 12 years is enough going into 20, 30, 40, 50?
It matters what they say.
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
It's just amazing the outrageously inaccurate things the president says.
Well, he doesn't even know how many states there are in his own country.
In 2018, we went to 54 states.
54 states? If you ever need to double check just how many states you have, Joe, look at one of the flags behind you and count the stars. You'll only get to 50.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
Because Biden doesn't know he's alive.
What presidents say matter.
President Joe Biden has exhibited throughout his entire adult life a penchant. It's almost, I might say, pathological to lie or embellish or exaggerate details about his life and his biography.
I got involved in the civil rights movement. But I got my education, Reverend Doc, in the black church. Not a joke. But guess what? I didn't know any black people. No, I really didn't. You didn't know any white people either. Words matter. We choose truth over facts.
Are you stupid or crazy?
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. We need to recognize that words matter. We have great confidence in our son. I am not concerned about any accusations been made against him. It's used to get to me. I think it's kind of foul play, but look, it is what it is, and he's a grown man. He is the smartest man I know. I mean, in pure intellectual capacity. And as long as he's good, we're good.
It seemed like there was some confusion on that, and so, you know, I want to say this: it was, some of you were there. It was loud and hard to hear, I think, or maybe not exactly what was being said. But I currently don't want to get into punditry from here and why we did it, or do it, or you know, paid, or did it on TV.
At the time, Amy Barr was Chairman Barr of General Motors. Called me up and said they're going to go all electric by 2035. Well, let me tell you, he's a joke. Chairman Barr of General Motors called me up and said they're going to go all electric by 2035. What presidents say matter. We're going to be shutting these plants down all across America and having wind and solar.
But I spoke to this over the weekend. The president's words, we believe, were twisted.
We're going to be shutting these plants down all across America.
President's words, we believe, were twisted, and we were very clear about that. And anyone who knows Joe Biden knows he comes from a coal country, from Scranton, Pennsylvania. His great-grandfather was a mining engineer, as you all know.
President falsely claimed his family worked in coal mines. President Biden already admitted in 2004 that wasn't true. Watch this.
My dad used to say, Joey, and I swear to God, when he left Scranton, when coal died, my dad was he was a salesperson. He wasn't a coal miner. My great-grandpa was, but.
Says because the truth of the matter is I've got myself in trouble. And hell, I might be president now if it weren't for the fact I said I had an uncle who was a coal miner. It turned out I didn't have anybody in the coal mines, you know what I mean?
Really?
I tried that crap, about.
Anyone who knows Joe Biden knows he comes from a coal. Great-grandfather was a mining engineer, as you all know.
I actually believed it. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I figured there had to be a coal miner somewhere in the family.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing.
His great-grandfather was a mining engineer, as you all know.
Nothing, huh? Nothing. Coal, it was an engineer. I mean, the guy, we were Irish, we must have been
Took a stab in the dark. You
thought it was coming in the dark, and I found out he graduated from Lehigh. I mean, what can I say?
President Biden knows that the men and women of coal country built this nation, and he has spent his presidency fighting for coal communities.
But guess what? China's going to burn 300 years of bad coal unless we figure out how to clean their coal up, because it's going to ruin your lungs, and there's nothing we can do about it. No coal plants here in America. Build them if they're going to build them over there. Make them clean, because they're killing you. See ya.
He has spent his presidency fighting for coal communities.
No new fracking. And by the way, that's why not another new coal plant will be built. I did that while you were watching.
He has spent his presidency fighting for coal communities.
Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in a mine sure and hell can learn how to program as well. Anybody who can throw coal into a furnace can learn how to program, for God's sake.
He has spent his presidency fighting for coal communities.
Doing away with any subsidies for fossil fuels, number one. Number two, holding them liable, put them in jail. That's what I'm not joking about this. I'm not joking about it. I've argued against any more oil drilling or gas drilling on federal lands, that we can and to stop that.
He has spent his presidency fighting for coal communities.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those.
any fossil fuel.
You asked me about the genesis. We believe his words were twisted, and we just wanted to make sure there was some clarity.
We're going to be shutting these plants down all across America and having wind and solar.
I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation.
Well, it's being received as if it's a joke. I mean, the truth is, Bill, this is more misinformation and disinformation. We are looking at inflation up 8.5%.
You ever notice with Biden, he's always going the wrong state? And in your great state of Iowa. It's Iowa, right? No, it's Wisconsin. Oh, I meant Wisconsin. Oh, I didn't know I was in Wisconsin. That's Biden. How many times has he done that?
President Biden is here in Cambodia on a mission to woo Southeast Asian nations with his message that America is back.
Here he is thanking the Colombian Prime Minister for serving as ASEAN chair.
And now that we are back together here in Cambodia, I look forward to building even stronger progress than we've already made. And I want to thank the Prime Minister for Colombia's leadership in the ASEAN chair.
Just one problem there, Joe. ASEAN chair is the Cambodian Prime Minister, and Joe should know that because he was in Cambodia. Repeated the mistake later in the conference as well.
By the way, lots of times he said, it's great to be in the state of Ohio. No, sir, you're in Florida.
When you have the most powerful man in the world who cannot think, that's a crisis. And it's certainly a crisis for the United States, and we are certainly paying for the election of Joe Biden right now. All of us. Everybody working in this country is paying a price because Joe Biden is president. Everybody.
I don't respect these MAGA Republicans.
Yeah, hey, fuck, say it with me now.